Oh boy, everybody. I know it's been a long time since I been alive. I've been busy doing a lot of secret stuff and behind the scenes. Getting ready working on some new movies and stuff and planning out stuff and organizing things and figuring out what I want to do next. The upcoming video that I did was something on my heart. How my heart poured out for those babies. If anybody saw America Say the Unborn Young. Oh, it's my friend. Hi, how you doing? Yeah, your favorite gamer says hi. I say hi to you too. Okay, hi everybody. I know it's been a while since I did a live video. Yep. But you know what tomorrow is? We're getting ready to celebrate the 51st year of Apollo 11. Yep, man on the moon. Yep. You know me with my astronauts. uh, well, I'm gonna. This is like my picture, like my title. Okay, I got distracted. The last video I put up is a hot, warm feeling that I had. A hot pours out for all those unborn babies around the world that I said and had embryo, be my ambassador to save the unborn. Now, when I designed Embryo, the little alien creature that you like in my Big Stuff cartoon, he was created out of my amazement of how wonderfully and fearfully and awesome how we were made. How a sperm and an egg together unite to make life. How a baby is formed. A most beautiful work of art. Actually, I would say it's a picture perfect work of art, and it's God's creation. And that's why my heart pours out, and that's why I did that last video. I see some people up there. Hi, everybody. I see you, Nerf Gamer. I see you got some symbols over there. Okay. Now, like I was saying, my heart pours out for them, and I just pray that they'll put an end to this terrible thing. Well, that's what to say it right now. There will be another coming one I'm going to do that's going to be on that subject. But today I figured I'm going to do something a little more happier. I'm going to show you how I could bring this picture of astronaut Jack Swigert, how you can make a photograph come to life. Now, everybody could do this. I'm going to show you step by step how you can make this picture come to life. If you get more energetic, you may be able to do that. I showed you in a previous video how I made these guys. I know everybody likes my big astronauts in the back. Those are motorized. There'll be another show I'll be doing showing how I motorize things. But I'm showing you how to make a simple picture come to life. It's something like on the order of this big one here. See this big picture? I think somebody saw this before. This is a big picture I made of Apollo 13. And if I move a lever in the back, they come to life, you see? I'm going to show you how I do that. How I can bring the picture to life. And then this originally was connected to a motor. I got to remotorize it. So next show, when I fix it, you'll see, Probably do a show you how I do that. I just haven't had all the stuff out in time. I just want to show you how it works from the back. I'm going to move this back a little bit. I'm going to show you that it's all part of geometry. If people know about geometry, I'll show you how I do this. It's a kind of a Z kind of movement. Ain't it amazing how that little movement in the back can give so much movement to this picture, right? Okay. Well, I'm going to show you how you can do something like this from scratch. But I'm going to do more of a simpler one. The step one, of course, is to get a picture that you want to animate. Now, see this guy, Jack Swigert? I want to animate this picture. I kind of like this one of him. This is him before he was getting ready to go on the moon. Then you got to figure out how you want the picture to move. And then you got to figure out how would I make this move if I want to make this move. I figure I'm going to make the head move. And I'm going to make his arm over here move. And as his hand goes up, his head's going to move the opposite way. So I'm going to plan to make this arm move and this head move. And I'm going to show you how I do that. This is a simple project right now. Kids could do this, adults could do this, everybody could do this. It's very simple. Now, step one is you do not want to ruin your original picture. No way, no how am I going to get this picture and cut it up. So what you would do is make a Xerox copy of it. You have to copy your picture like this. So I copied it. Now, of course, this copy is not so good. It's a little dark, but I use it as an illustration. You'll copy your picture that you want to animate. Of course, make it better, the best you want. And the thing is that now I want to do on this picture is I'm going to make the head move and his arm here move. That's what I plan to do. So what I did with my trusty old scissors was I, of course, cut out all the trimming that was around the edge. And I cut out the arm. And I slit a slit from the top here. And I cut out the head. And after I did that, I got a little bit of Elmer's glue. Of course, you had to use Elmer's glue or any kind of glue. It ain't really Elmer's glue, but any kind of white glue, any kind of paper glue will work. And sometimes I recycle cardboard. See this? This is a box from Krusty Kreme donuts. It was a nice oak tag. So I'm a recycler. I recycle things. So it was a good piece of oak tag, and I liked this quality of oak tag, so I saved it. I cleaned it good, and I saved it. And what I did is I cut out the pieces of the picture. See, I showed you what I did. And I glued it to the cardboard. You see what I did? Here's the arm. Here's his head I cut off. And here's the space where his head was. And here's the space. Now you see that this here is going to be a problem, right? So what I do with this part is I would use a pencil and some markers or paint, whatever you want to use. In this case, so it'll be speeded up. I'm going to use some Sharpie pens, black. I guess which one works best. Any markers, but depending on what colors your picture is or whatever. If I want, I could color the picture in different colors if I feel like, or draw something on it. But what I did here was where the head was. On here, I drew with his head, his neck would be. Oh, here I continued the circle here with the horses. I started drawing in the rest of the horses' faces that were missing here. Then down here, I started to separate just some of his finger that was missing and where his clothes was going to go. So I'm going to draw this in color on it. As I'm doing that, I'm going to look at what you people are saying, and I'm going to be coloring. I'm going to show you as I'm working along. Right now, I'm going to use a pen to draw things out and do all the little fine details. So I'm drawing on here. I wish I had a proper camera that you can actually see painting down on me doing it. One day, when I could get some money up, I would have better equipment. I'm praying that I can get me some better equipment so you can see me actually drawing this stuff out. But I usually use a pen. If you know about shading with a pen or something, I'm going to color it in. Show you what I'm doing here. I'm going to draw this a little bit. I'm shading. See, I started to draw the rest of his hand. See, I did. I just do the finger here. See, just color these in. You color, do whatever you want here. This is up to you. See, part of his arm was cut up here, so I had to add some arm to it. This piece here, that's here, I made this color this in, blend it into the picture. Let's see. I'm going to check out what people are saying. Hey, nice, cool. Can we see Chunky? Okay, that's in another room. If the video don't go long, I'll go in the other room and get him. You like that Chuck E. Cheese? You know what? The next video I do, I'm going to show how it moves again live, okay? I'll pull it out. Maybe I could do it. But I don't know about tomorrow, because tomorrow I'm going to be doing a celebration of Apollo 11, Man on the Moon. Tomorrow is Armstrong Day. I used to call it Man on the Moon Day. How many of you remember the first moon landing? Kind of coloring this in with a pen, trying to speed up as I'm doing. So what you would do is you would shade and color and do however you want your background. It doesn't matter how much of a good artist you are. Just do what comes natural. Because a lot of it doesn't really show much when you put the pieces on top. This is just so it don't look funny. A pen, if you're zigzagging, you do like a crossing, kind of crossing out. You see, you could kind of blend in where the neck is, and that's what I'm doing over here. I'm blending out how his neck, because his head's going to go over this. So, yes, this is just so it doesn't look funny when the head moves back and forth. It's like what I did when I painted these and back. I had to paint the paint to make the back of the heads after I cut the heads off. And of course, these were just a photograph from up to here. The rest of this here, I painted. These were all like separate pieces of paper. I had to put on enlarge or in sections to make it big. Then I had it where I couldn't fit it. I had to paint where there wasn't no picture. So you have to let your some of this is a lot of imagination. Let your imagination go wild. There's no right way or wrong way to do it. It's just something to have fun doing. I have a lot of fun doing this. It's fun. I like to bring good things to life. Mostly Graziano is my name. Animation is my game. I'm going to use a little black marker because it helps speed things up a bit. A bit of fast color here. I'm coloring in the Apollo 13 circle right now. Finishing off the horsies. Yeah, you gotta take a lot of horse sense to do this. A lot of horse sense to get it. Let's see. Favorite gamer, you like it? Yeah, I'm coloring a picture that I'm gonna animate. I'm gonna show you what I'm doing. I wish I could show you on camera what I'm doing down here. But I'll keep you in suspense. I'll show you what it is. I'm just shading these things and kind of illustrating it the best I can. Putting a little detail here, a little detail there. Coloring it in with the marker. Use the pen in the background. I'm shading, and then I'm shading, and I'm coloring, and I'm just having fun. Color by number. Yeah, color by number. How many of you did color by number when you were a kid? I used to love to do that. I learned a lot of how to shade by those paint sets, the paint by numbers paint sets. I don't know if they make those things anymore. When I was a kid, they had such nice stuff. A lot of that good old stuff they don't have anymore. That's a shame. That stuff was very educational. It taught me how to shade. It taught me how to draw. And I used to do my own pictures like that too. I used to get photographs and trace them and separate the colors and learn how to paint shading on them. And that's how I learned how to shade and paint, by doing that. So right now I'm kind of coloring this in. See, as I'm going along, I'm coloring and coloring. See, as you keep coloring in, look how it fades in. Look at that. See how it looks? Yeah. I'm just shading it. I see some people. Hello. God bless you. You are such a kind soul. Oh, thank you. That's nice. Liberace. Did I pronounce it right? No favorite gamer. Let's see. Those posters look kind of creepy. These? Those are my Apollo 13 astronauts. What do you mean by creepy? They're the boys and people from Apollo, the astronauts. I don't think they're creepy. They're my babies. That's my company, you know. When you're by yourself and you gotta stay in the house, you gotta do something to keep you preoccupied. I hope this coronavirus thing will go away, don't you? How much more staying in the house can somebody do, right? I hope to stay in the house and craft, do create things like I do. That's what I do. See, as I'm shading things, it's disappearing more and more, and then I have to shade another color on it. Another darker marker. This marker has, sometimes when you have a black marker and it's got a little less ink in it, sometimes when it doesn't have a lot of ink in it, it helps you shade the light colors. Don't throw away your slightly dry markers, because when you do something like this, if they still got enough ink in them, you can shade, and it works real perfect. Helps you blend everything, and then you get a little one that's a little bit more heavy, or a little more nude, and do the darker thing like I do here. That's why I have two markers here, the blacks. Now I gotta do a little darker shades in here, and use a darker one that has more ink in it. Do all the dark edges. Now just kind of, coloring this in. I'll color that one up again with the other one. Blend this in, and I'll show you what it is. I'm not going to be too fussy, because I don't want the video to go on until 12 o'clock at night. You can spend as much time as you want on this. I think I have it good enough for what I need it for. And see, I shaded all that. See, that, you can't tell where the holes were, can you? See how good that looks? Now the next step is to cut out your head, cut out the trim this, and cut your hand off over here. There's one more thing of it in color here, okay? So now I'm gonna cut it out and show you how to do that. Okay, I finished with the markers. So we'll cut it out. I cut up my bass. That's the body. Hey, Jack Swagget, you lost your head. Don't lose your head over this kind of thing. I'll put it back. Don't worry. Poor Jack Swagget. When I do this for Astronaut, huh? He lost his head over this one. But I got a handle on it. Handle on it. Your handle. Yeah. You gotta lend a hand. I'm just being silly. I just cut the little hand out. You gotta hand it to me. I'm funny, huh? I guess we could always lend a helping hand. See, when you put your hand on there, he's gonna look like he's gonna eat. He's in the middle of he's eating something. He's eating. So it'll have him look like he's eating. See? Doesn't that look cool? Okay. Let's see. Now we have to put this poor guy's head back on. Poor guy. I do poor big stuff. I cut his head off. How dare I do that to him? Yeah, they have this here. Let's see, did you randomly run into this too? Oh, you were talking to somebody else. Okay. Probably. Hey, it's good to run into me, right? I'm teaching everybody how to make an animated picture. For those who don't know what I'm doing, I took a picture of. I have a picture of Jack Swagger, the astronaut. I'm showing you how I do animated pictures. I'm going to show you how to make a moving picture. It's kind of like a small version of something like this, see? On a smaller scale, a simpler one to show you how I do that. So I'm going to cut out the head that I glued on the back of the cardboard and carefully cut around his ears. Make sure you don't cut his ear off now. We won't want him to lose his ear over this neither. There's old Jack Swagger's head. And see, when you put his head on, he's back together again, see? Now, he gets his head back. And the subject, the ideas I'm going to do is I'm going to get him to move like I'm going to move his hand down and his head's going to go in the opposite direction. Like, it's going to look like he's eating kind of a movement. Now you figure out how you want to make this thing move. The whole idea now is to put your head, first I always start with the head first. You place your head where your head originally was, in his original spot, where the head goes. And now a pin or a pointy tip like this is, you see this little pointy tip thing? Got a little sharp point on it. I just usually a sculpture tool I use. Or you can use a big, large needle that has a pointy tip. Anything with a pointy tip will work. What I would do now is I would find the pivot. Usually the pivot to make the head move is usually between the nose and the mouth, like right about here. Before you make a hole anywhere, move your head to see if that's where you want his head to move. Now, if that pivot works for you, and see if that's the pivot you want him to move. And if it's not, then you find the pivot point that looks the best. But the thing is, don't put a hole in it now. Don't pop a hole right through him because you want to make a mess up your picture. Now, you don't want a hole in his face. You just want to see where it will go. What I do, so you don't see, if you notice, you don't see any holes in their faces. What I do is I get the head again, and I get another piece of oak tag, and I would put this head on top of the oak tag and trace another backing for it. I didn't make a hole in them now. I just wanted to see where the pivot would go. So I have an idea of how I want the head to move. Now you don't have to make a mark. Just get the idea what it's like. If I can get this pen, there we go, to write, it would help. You know how you're trying to write something and pen skips on you? Let's see what kind of first place it skips into. There we go. I get completely traced. Hold on. Like I said, I got a pen that likes to keep skipping out on me. Yeah. There we go. You trace the backing like that. And you cut that one out. Like that. Now you put that head on top. And this is the one you would put the hole. So, you know you want to do it in that spot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it in that spot. So, you get an idea where you want to do it that way. And because that way I want so you know how it moves. So what I'm going to do is I'm placing the head where it goes on top like that. And I'm going to pop the hole right through where it's going to pivot. And making sure my pivot is right. Okay, here we go. Pop it right through. Now you have your whole pivot. See, I got the whole pivot. Your head's going to move like that. Look at that. See? Now, before you glue the head on, and before you do anything now, you need to have something that's going to attach to this head to make it move. Usually on the top over here. Now, his hand is going to be down here, and there's got to be a pivot on his hand down here. Now, there's a couple ways we could do that, and it depends on the picture. So I'm going to have to figure that one out to show you, but this is how you start it. That's how I started the movement on when I pivoted the heads on those, and so that the fastener don't show true. I used the brads. I used the tiny incy bincy ones for the small pictures, and I used the larger ones for the. But actually, for this big guys, I actually used a nut and bolt with washers so they will fall apart because it's more heavier. You have to use depending on the size. That's a thicker cardboard, so I was able to do that. And so when I keep moving back and forth, I don't wear out. The holes stay nice. But on the little thing like this, you don't really have to do that. And I use these things, these little brads, tiny ones. These are very hard to find. I had a hard time finding stores. If anybody knows where I can find these easier, I think the store that I used to buy these in was Hancock Fabrics had them. That store is no longer around. I'm trying to figure out where to get these again. Finally find a place that sold them. Now can't find them again. It used to be easier to find these things. Oh, so I went to find the pivot point for this. So you'll get one of your brads. Put it on here for now. It's a thing that you put in the back. You can see you put a little fastener there. And that holds this on, so it gives you that movement. Now, sometimes it's going to get stuck. The reason why sometimes it gets stuck is the edges from the paper that was underneath. Sometimes it's not glued all the way flat, so make sure your edges that you glue is flat. Or you can curl your head up. It will curl up when you put glue on it. So try and make sure it stays loose enough so there is no friction and it will give you that movement. But that doesn't matter right now. That can be happen fixed up. So you got the movement where the head will move back and forth. Now you want the swing to be like this. Now, the same thing with the hand, the arm. The arm's going to go down here. And I want this arm, of course, to go up and down. So my pivot point is going to be over here on the arm to make the arm go up and down. See? And the thing is, I'm going to figure out how am I going to make the arm and the head move. So I'm going to show you. Do the same thing with the arm that we did with the head. You get a piece of oak tag, or backing the cardboard, and you trace out a backing. Make sure it is flat. I'm tracing out the backing of the hand. Hat with the Skippy pen that doesn't like to work right. We call it wash, rinse, and repeat. It's usually a saying they say. We're going to do the same step over again. Same thing. Trace. Cut out. Cut out your hand. Piece, the backing. Put the hand where you want the hand to be. Find your pivot point. and how you want it to move along with your head. And we'll pop the hole in there. See? Now, where did his head go? Hey, Swaggart. I think we lost Swaggart's head. Hey, Houston. Oh, here he is. I think I always thought I lost his head. I'll put him over there so I don't lose him. I was moving things around, Put his hand there too. Hey, Houston, I think I got a problem. I lost Swaggart's head. Ooh, we don't want to do that. You get a Brad. And we'll put this hand on here. I'll put up the backing. The eyes don't see as good as they used to. It's a tiny one. And then you got your hand. I see your hand's going to move up and down. And your head's going to move up and down. Now, what we want to do is get the head and the hand. Now, how do I make these things move? You want to know how you attach these to make them move. So, this is what we're going to do. I'll show you how to do that. First, I would take away the paper to stop it from moving. So you can just trim it and then glue down what's sticking up. That's what I'm going to do right now. The piece that was behind his head, I didn't glue flat when I glued it to the paper. The backing, sometimes that does that. So you're going to want to make sure it stays flat. So I put a little bead of glue there and dry it in. Make sure your fingers are not dirty too. Like mine was, because I had the pen on my hand, but that's okay. There was a nasty thing on here that was sticking up. That was preventing me from making the head move. Yeah, so you have to make sure your head is not getting caught on anything. Make sure it freely moves. And that any of the excess paper edging, if it's loose, screw it flat, the edges, so it doesn't cause any friction. Now, what I have to do is I got to look at your head and your hand. Now, as his head goes down this way, I'm going to put a pivot point right here. See? And it's going to be a stick that's going to go down. Now, I don't want the head and the hand to go the same way like this. Well, maybe I do it. See, you'll figure out which way you want it to go. Go up at the hand and the head going up and down like this. Or do I want it to go like this? I'm trying to figure it out. See, you have to figure it out. I think this movement looks better. Don't you think it's a more complicated movement? See, it's very easy to do it this way. If you want to do a simple movement, this is just the movement goes like this. There'll be a pivot in the back, goes from here to this side of the hand, and this is one stick in the back. It's going to move it up and down like this. But if you don't want it to move like that, and you want it to move more interesting like this, opposite directions, which is the way I want it to move. I want it to move in this opposite direction. You see how opposite it is? So that's the way I want it to. I don't want it to move in the same direction. See? There are two different ways to do it. The same direction or opposite directions. Same direction is the simplest way if you're starting out. It would only require one stick of a piece of cardboard that would come down from the back of the head to the hand. As you pull the stick down, it would bring. I tried to I had to show this on the video. It's a little complicated to show it on the video more than is making it. It will bring the head and the hand. See where that moves? It will attach the head and hand. That's be the simple way of doing it. For beginners or for little kids, this will be the simple way for a kid to do it. We teach kids it's a craft project. They can make pictures of themselves move. It'll be kind of fun. Have the kids make their own faces move. And I never loved this. So I like that, you see? It moves up and down. Or now for a more complicated movement, the other one you gotta do a Z effect. Now, this is where it gets a little tricky. So we're gonna have this going opposite direction, right? That's the way I want to do it. I want to be a little bit more complicated now. That was a simple way. So to get this to go like this, opposite direction. Nope. Still got some stickies on here. I'm having a little problem with the paper behind him. So sometimes lifting the cardboard up and curling it forward helps that too. And that will solve your problem also. See, now we got freedom. Okay, so if that becomes a problem, you can't glue all the edges, you just curl it upward. The glue will take care of that. Now, I'm going backward. I'm going opposite. I'm trying to show how to show this on there. Okay, I'm going to do opposite directions. Going. Let's see. I'm trying to figure it out now. I'm dyslexic, so it takes me a while to figure out what I'm doing. Okay. Actually, this is a good exercise for somebody who is dyslexic. This is how I learned how to keep doing things the right way. I used to do this for years. I mean, learning things like that. I had fun. It's fun doing this. It's something fun to do. It's a perfect rainy day or perfect stay home game. So if it's going to go this way, I'm going to do a stick on this way. It's going to go up and down on an angle. You'll put it going on an angle, you'll get that movement. Let's see if I figure that out. I know there's a Z effect. Let me figure this out before I show you. Hold on. I'm getting my hold a second. Yeah, it's a Z effect. That's the same way. That's the way. It's the opposite side. That's the same way. There we go. That's what I want. I'm figuring it out. Hold on, just gotta figure this out and I'll show you. You move this thing around until you figure wait and visualize how it's moving. That's the whole idea. It has to be flat down. I'm trying to see if you can see what I'm doing. And can you see that, everybody? Experiment how I want it to move. See, kind of. I'm trying to get the reversed movement. Get a reversed movement. This is pushing up. It's going to push the head down. Push up, push the head down. It's opposite direction. So you're going on an angle now this time. Or it'll go straight up and down. So let's see. That will do it. See? It's at an angle. The other way was straight up and down on the same side. See, the other way, with them going in the same direction, you would put your pivot points on the same side. But to do opposite movement, you would put your pivot points on an angle. So you're going to be the opposite sides, see? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a long enough cardboard, like that, and cut a strip of cardboard. First experiment with. Usually I cut about make a strip collar like that. Oops, dropped it on for the other piece. That doesn't matter right now. My pivot's gonna go on an angle. Let's see. See how it's on an angle? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up where the head is. I'm going to pop a hole. See what I did? So I'm going to show you how I get it that you don't see the stick. Because how am I doing that? You're going on the outside of the picture. Well, you'll see. This so you get it right first. You can always take these off and then redo them, what you're going to have to do when you cut the hole in the back. I'll show you the secret. You don't want the stick that moves the head to show in the front, right? You want it to be in the back. But sometimes you have to do it in the front to see what you're doing. And there we go. See? Now I got a stick holding that part of the head. And I got crooked. There we go. And you see, as I push the stick up and down, the head's going to move, you see? Kind of. Now, I'm going to connect it to this hand on an angle. Let's see if it goes opposite, yeah. Oh, it's got, I think it's going the same way. Let's see. See, as it got the, you don't want his head to be that far back, so you got to put where you want the hand to be, too. I'm trying to figure something out here. So I think it's quite not working the way I intended. I'm having this problem with this piece of. I had to glue something down. You may have to play around with this. It's like, you got a piece of paper, stick it up. You gotta keep gluing it down so it doesn't interfere with your movement. Okay. Sometimes, I have to put sometimes a lever on it would work too. Okay, here we go. Trying to figure out something. I think I reversed it. Hold on. Okay. Sometimes it would take me an hour or two to figure out the movements on these things. When I do a more complicated one, you can sit here for a while. You have to have patience when you do this. You gotta keep moving it around until you like what you see. Let's see. Try to get him a different movement. The opposite. It's not opposite in it. Now, there we go. I knew I just said you had to put that opposite side. There we go. Wait a minute. I'm trying to figure out why it's not going opposite. It's supposed to go opposite. Hold on, take it. I'm gonna make him move this way. It seems like you know why? Because he's a small picture. It's that bigger work. I'm gonna get him to move this way. Sometimes it won't move the way you really want it to move, so you gotta kind of figure out where the best movement is. And what's free move, how it moves freely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick it moving. See the way this moves ahead and hand. I'm going to move it opposite. So I'm going to figure out something. Hold on. I always have to go down too far. His hand to go up higher. So there was a way. Maybe I put the pivot on the wrong side. I'm trying to see. I'm trying to do this mirror image when you were looking. I'm looking at you. I'm trying to get a good image on the computer too. I'm trying to see what you guys are saying. My internal. I have to read what your comments are because I can't really see it where I got the computer down so I can see what I'm doing. His head's going down too far, so I got to see why it's doing that. See, you have to keep adjusting it until you get the movement you want. And I think I know why. It's supposed to be in the back. Here, that's what it is. It's a lever in the back of his arm. That's why it's not. Here we go. I figured it out. See, I got the opposite movement now. Here's where the opposite movement goes. You have to play around until you figure it out. It was supposed to be behind the arm. So I need a lever to go behind his arm. So what I'm going to do is I have to put the pivot point behind that. And that makes it go opposite. See here, now it's going opposite. I had to figure out where the opposite was. Now what I have to do on here is I got to extend the backing on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off a piece. So you have to keep playing with it until you get it to move the way you like it. You can do it simple, or you can just take your time, like I just did right now, and get the movement that you want. You just have to have a little patience. Sometimes you have to add stuff to it, like I'm doing right now. On the arm, it needed an extra pivot. So I had to put an extra pivot space on the arm. So let me attach that without gluing it together. See, I had to put this out a little bit more. I had to make it longer because on here, on the outside of the arm, it's got to pivot here to bring the hand up. I was trying to pivot it here. If you pivot it here, it would keep the head and the hand going the same way. But if you pivot on an angle going here, it brings the hand up the opposite way. So I made this corner bigger. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this hand back on, and I glue the extra piece. I'll put the hand back on. Uh, Black on black, that's not to say. Okay. Here's the angle. Oh, it's coming off. Wait a minute. I don't let the glue dry. I did too fast. This glue takes a while to dry. There we go. See, it's at an angle. The stick's got to be here, see? So now when the head and the hand move, it's going opposite. And I may have put this pivot too far to the edge. I'm trying to see now. But now you don't want his head to. His up, his head's going down. I want his head is that way. Yeah, it's the opposite. Okay, it's working. I gotta find a pivot where it goes. And the movement is. See what I'm doing? See the movement moving opposite. Now the head and the head is moving opposite. There we go. And you pop your hole. And you put your fasteners to see if your movement's right. And you can see my face better. I can see you better. Good. I'm gonna fly my way here. Okay, so now I'm having a little problem here. There we go. See now the head and the hand is moving opposite. See it moving opposite direction? It's a little stiff right now because it's not supposed to look that way. That was the outside. I made this a little bit too long. So you have to adjust your movement. And I think it's stiff because it's getting stuck on things. But you see, I made the head and the hand opposite. So that's the kind of movement you want. So what I'm going to do now, you take your rod off, or your pivot off here. See, it is moving opposite. See, the head and the hand is doing what I want it. It's kind of doing it what I want it. And it's just sticking onto that. I don't know what this is sticking onto. This guy is not cooperating. I never had this trouble before. Now I'm on a video showing people how to do this. It's giving me a hard time. Trying to show you on the thing. See, yeah, we got the opposite. See the opposite movement once I get it together. It's not moving the right way because this has got to be both sides. So let me show you now. You take a stick off. What I would mark is that this is the top. A T on there, so you know that's the top of the stick. And then it'll put B for the bottom where the hand is, and A for the head, top of the head, whatever you want to mark. So I know that that's the top, that's the bottom, and then that's the top of the front side of this, because it got to face this way. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Take out your little fasteners to hold that stick in place. Your little brads. And then I'll put the brad in the back. Now where this arm is, I have to just cut a knot. You'll see where your brad is on here. You'll cut out a notch that this will move. So because his arm is all too close to the edge, all I have to do is cut a notch out. And back where the hand is. See that? Make sure you see that this pivot here where the brad is. Make sure you cut the notch big enough for you have for your movement. Now if the hand's not going all the way up where you want it, just cut your notch out lower. Adjust it the way you want it. Give it a lot of movement. Depending on your picture. This is going to be the tab that's going to make it move. And that's where you want your hand to go up that high or that low. See, you got the movement. See the way hand moves. So you have your movement for your hand. See how the hand moves? I would cut this a little bit more down because I want the hand to go up a little higher. I'll just cut a little more of a notch. But it keeps coming off. A little bit more of a notch. Come on. Put this notch on here like that. Okay. Now, got more of a free movement. See how free now it moves? It moves free now. It's got more of a, like he gets to his head where he's going to try to dip his food in his dip there and eat it. Okay, so I'll get the back of your sticky thing. Now we'll head to the top and then the bottom. We just put this stick back into the hole that you made. So now the stick is in the back. When you push the stick up and down, it's moving the hand, see? You get the idea? Now, we do the same thing for the head. Now, I lost the bread that was on his head. Oh, no, I didn't. Here it is. Try not to lose your breads. You do the same thing with the head. Now, the head, what I usually do is I take the bread and I try to use a sharp edge and have it scratch a mark as I'm moving the head. As I'm moving the head back and forth, I try to scratch a mark with the bread, the sharp edge of the bread. Or better yet, that works better than that. So I'll get the pointy tool. If you have a pointy tool, put it in that hole and scratch your movement, however this head moves. How far you want the head to move and how high you want the head to be. And I make a scratchy mark in the back. Then you take the head off. And your scratchy mark in the back, you would determine, make it cut a slit wider than where the scratchy mark is. Draw out a slit. See where the scratchy mark was? Cut a slit a little wider than the scratchy mark so you got enough play. And you just cut out this section. Okay, like that. Finger looking good. See, that gives you the freedom of your head movement. See, ding, 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 ding. Now, if you got any pesky edges of paper like I've been having, make sure you glue them down. See, this is what it was. Our problem was paper was sticking up. See, if that happens, just glue those edges down. Make sure they glue down. They are pesky. As you can see, that's what was giving me problem before. So I'm going to glue them all these edges real good before I put the head back on. Making sure there's no edges that are sticking up. Glue them down, making sure the glue is dry real good. Because you won't want your head to stick. Then it won't move if it glues if you glue your head on. It'll be stuck to the problem there. I don't have a problem. Now, after you do that, you will put your head back on. And you'll put your other bread right there now. That you have the bread there in the back. See, if you had look, your head's moving freely now, see? See how it hides in the back? Then you attach the hole from your stick, get your top end. Now, if the stick is not just right, you just keep popping holes into it, it works better. But usually it works. So I'm gonna put it together. Okay. Sometimes the cardboard will interfere. But now, when I move, now if it gets stuck, see what happens? It's not moving. You wonder why? Sometimes it gets, you have to loosen it. So what you'll do is lift it up a little and loosen it. Make sure your bread's not too tight. Make sure you got a gap. And if that's still the case, as my case is, right here, is that the cardboard, sometimes the hole needs to be made bigger. See, the hole is stopping from moving. So you have to cut the hole a little bigger maybe in the back. I can't do it right now. You may have to cut a little more. So you have that freedom. You gotta have that freedom. It must have freedom to move. And sometimes the cardboard gets stuck. So when you got that freedom. Now if that cardboard is not moving still, which I'm having a problem here, and I'm running into a problem and I don't know why. But things happen, it takes adjustments. It's not an easy job, as you can see. But there we got the kind of I know what the problem is. The stick is too weak. It needs to be strong. Sometimes you have to glue two pieces of cardboard to make it more sturdy. But you see, it's getting that movement now. See, it's moving. But I'm trying to move it from here. The reason why it's not moving from here, the reason why I'm having that problem, see, the cardboard is not strong enough. So what you have to do is make it reinforcing it with another piece of cardboard. Sometimes you gotta glue two cardboards together to make it stronger. If you have a heavier cardboard, it will work better. So put the heavier cardboard you need. See if that's what it is. Then you test it. And if you still have a problem, and sometimes it's the adjustment you got. You made it too big. And you got to adjust the hole in the back. And I think it's because I made this too big. So let's see. Sometimes you just got to lay flat. Let's bring this out. Let's bring it all the way up. So when it goes all the way up, see, the hole was in the right spot. That's what it was. Sometimes you don't get the hole in the right spot. You just have to pop another hole in until it works. Let's see if that's what it is first for you. So I think that's what it was. It takes a lot of adjustment. There we go. It's giving me a hard time. I don't know why. There we go. And it's too tight this way it is. Okay. Oh, his head's catching on here. Aha. That comes a problem. You just have to add something to it. Bend it up a little. That's what happens. Sometimes you get the head catching on something. He said, what are you giving me? There we go. See it moving? Now, after you get your thing really, you have it figured out the way you want it. And sometimes you have to kind of play with it, what's the best way it's going to work. But you have to lose, you got to keep moving into it, behaves itself. The secret sometimes is the brads could be a little too tight. So you want to make them loose, see? And then when you're moving the stick back and forth, don't move it now. What I would do is I would just take off this excess here that I don't want this to show. And I would trim this. See? It's moving now. You have to loosen it. You get it to loose. Once you get it the right way, see how it goes. Now, all you have to do is attach your head. Yeah, back on top. And just glue it on top. Make sure the glue don't leak out on the other side. Sometimes you have to kind of keep squeezing it until you get the head where you want it, and keep squeezing it. And Jack is saying, "Thank you for putting my head back on my body." Master problem? What master problem? No problem. Jack's like, it's okay now. You got head back on. Hey, Houston, I don't got a problem anymore. You want to make sure your head stays on. It's glued on good. Make sure the glue stays dry. See how much fun this is? This is fun. Hey, that's a good rainy day stay home project. That you can have kids do this. You can do this. Have fun. Take some of your favorite photographs. Make these as little gifts or cards to give people. Thank you cards or welcome cards or say, I'm sorry I can't be with you right now, but maybe this picture with me would help. Make you not feel lonely. I miss you or something. This kind of fun stuff. You can use these to make all kinds of nice little then you can make Christmas gifts like this. It's a lot of fun. You make it. You be your little buddy. Kids like to play with them. Oh, kids just love to play with these things. Sometimes you can't get it out of their hands. And usually they play with it till it falls apart. So if you're gonna make one, make sure you make it normal for your kid. If you have kids. Kind of flatten it out a little. Making sure the glue dries so you can see how he moves. And see if we can eat his steak and eggs. He's supposed to be the picture Jack Sparrow with steak and egg breakfast. Oh, now I could swack it. There was a joke, an old cartoon that I made a long time ago, Jack Swaggart. You know, the name Swaggart is Swiggit. Swaggart is his name. But it sounds like Swacket, like Swacket. Embryo played a trick on him, Big Stuff in one of the stories. And he used to say, "Hi, Jack Swacket." And he goes, "Embryo, it's Swaggart." "Oh, Swacket! Swacket!" and he goes, "It's not Swacket, it's Swaggart." Then he's like, "Swaggart, Swacket." So Embryo was being funny one day, and he wrote "Swack it" on a big piece of paper. And when Biggie wasn't looking, put it on his back. So when Jack Swaggart went to NASA, everybody said, "Hi, Jack Swaggart." He's like, "Huh?" Everybody was swacking him. I just went away by swacking him. Now, I mean, that was a part of a story I made a long time. One of the Big Stuff in Embryo show, way back in 1970. You know what the funniest thing? Recently on YouTube, I was looking through pictures to find pictures of Apollo 13 when National Library or some kind of video. And you know, there was a picture of the astronauts with some kind of sign on their backs and they didn't know about it. It's kind of funny that really did happen. That's Swacket, but I forgot what it said on. If anybody remembers that, let me know where that was. I've never seen it on one of I got, praise the Lord, I need so many videos on Apollo 13. I'm in my glory. I have so many videos to look at yet. So many. I'm like, whoa, overwhelmed. A lot of people like my boys. There's a lot of videos on YouTube about Apollo 13. I just sit there and watch them. That's why sometimes you don't see me for a while. I'm busy looking at those shows. Because, I enjoy what other people make too. Everybody's wonderful on YouTube. All right, swack it. Well, that's how you make a moving picture. How you make a picture come to life. How you like that one, see? So we got swack it, swacking. So it's from a picture that you get of whoever you want, and you make a copy of it, and you can bring a photograph to life. And that's how I do it. Ain't that fun? How you like this project, everybody? Isn't it wonderful? I guess he likes to eat his steak and eggs. The part that really gets me when I do this, is I gotta cut their heads off. It's like I gotta decapitate the poor guy before I can make it move. But that's how you do it. That's how you bring a picture to life. So I showed you all the steps, and then later on, if you get more creative, then you can learn how to motorize them, make them move with a motor, like I do. So that's how I bring good things to life. The before and after, when we get better grip on it. Really that one's move. Hey, swack it. There we go. Never good handle us. It's a very simple. That's all it is. A stick that goes back and forth. Sometimes it gets stuck. Because it's still the glue is still wet on his head and it's curling up and it's giving it a hard time. So you're gonna have to play around with it until you get it. You gotta keep playing with it until he moves the way you want him to. Sometimes you gotta make sure the glue does not get stuck. You don't glue your head. The glue don't leak out. I mean, that's what always happening was getting stuck. So make sure you keep moving until it's dry. So I have a glued head, and then I have to go crazy separating it. But eventually, that's how it works. I am Jack Swigert, the astronaut. I wrote a book on what to do when things go wrong. So listen to my song. This is my fine hour. This is my fine hour. I'm Jack Swigert, the astronaut. You can have a lot of fun. You can do puppet shows too like that. For those people who like Chuck E. Cheese and Rocket Fire Explosion, why don't you just get a good picture of those guys, blow it up, make a big one like this, and animate it like I did that to the behind me. You can do the same thing. Or this is on a deer motor. You can buy those deer motors from Fight Props. These are other electric motors, but the deer motor already has a connector. It goes around and around. All it is a stick in the back of, actually a wire I put in the back, pivoting from here down to where the motor is. That's pulling it, and its head and its top half is on a pivot, so it can slide back and forth. And the head is loose on a piece of wire, so when it swings back and forth, the head automatically moves when you move the body like that. And it's just a stick that's going up and down with the motor as it's turning. That brings it to life. It's very simple. I did show that in a previous video how I made these move. I'll probably do another video on a mechanical one. You can do anything. You get big pictures, small pictures, all kinds of pictures, and then just put them together, and you can make an animated picture like I did of whatever you want, whatever you like, however you want to do it. It's up to you. You can bring good things to life, and this is my fun video, good fun project that any kid can do. Anybody can do this. Get a good picture of you can animate yourself. You can make a picture of yourself. Get a photograph of yourself. Do the same thing. or a photograph of your friend. Wouldn't it be funny if you made a card for somebody with that picture, And it says, okay, and then you put a thing here. So just pull the stick, and they get this a picture of themselves moving like that. You know how much a person would like that as a gift? You make nice Christmas gifts. You could do Santa Claus for the kids. You could do anything you like. The sky's the limit. You can do anything your favorite things, anything you like. And just bring good things to life. That's what I do. I like to. It's like I said, Rosalie Graciano is my name. Animation is my game. And I just love to make things move. And making things move is fun. I always like to create things and have fun making things move. And that's what I do. You can do it. Everybody can do it. Anybody can do this. It's the fun thing. Yeah. Okay, Jack Swigert. I'll leave you to eat your steak and eggs. He's too busy eating right now. Mustn't bother him when he's having dinner. So, anybody got any questions to ask me? My internet turned off so that I will Poham lem. I don't know if something's nice. Oh, you said nice. Okay. Uh, see, Logan must. See, I'm trying to look at what you guys saying. Can't we see chunky cheese? Somebody likes chunky cheese. I gotta make something. How many people like? I see like everybody likes Chuck E. Cheese. Do you like Chuck E. Cheese more than Rocket Fire, or do you like Rocket Fire more than Chuck E. Cheese? I do a poll. How many people like Chuck E. Cheese, and how many people like Rocket Fire Explosion? I'm more of a Rocket Fire Explosion fan. I like Aaron Fichter. I like the way he makes his stuff better. His is more lifelike. Actually, his animations move better than the ones in Disney World now. A lot of the animatronics they got in Disney World now are not as good as they used to be. When Disney World first opened up, their animatronics were superior, but there's a lot of them that broke down and they just don't work like they used to. No, the newer ones they make are very just following the same mechanical movement. A little here and there, they just keep following the same pattern. They put a projected face on them rather than the. Then they have some animatronics that are still detailed like that, like the Abraham Lincoln one. And that's a good animal. That's a real animatronic. That's a good one. But then a lot of other things they make this simple one. A lot of those dark they messed up the new figment. I tell you, Disney World is not like it used to be. They I don't know. It's up to you. It's each his own. I like what they did at Star Wars. That place they did good. That animatronic they did there looks good. But they only make a very few of them now that are really detailed. They don't make that many really good, fully animated ones like they used to. See that the only ones that they still have that fully animated ones that they used to have still have that I keep trying to fix them, but but I think now that being they were closed for so long, I hope they remodeled and fixed everything that was broken. So there was a lot of stuff that was broken last time I was there. Let's see. Favorite gamer, hi. I'm gonna read some of the your things. Everybody likes okay. Favorite gamer. Those posters look kind of creepy. I mean, like my boys in the back, okay. They're not posters. They're animated characters. They were one. This is a poster. I love to animate this. And that's a poster. That's a poster. That's our boys. I just got this big picture. I'm awesome. It's so big again, but yeah. Okay, boys, stay there. That was big. Uh, let's see. I gotta see. Yes. I agree with. Uh, where was I? Where am I from? I originally came from New York. I was a New Yorker. I used to live in New York, but 21 years ago, I left there and I'm here in Florida. And you know what? This 21 years in Florida was so much more fun. It was lovely. I see rocket launches. You got swimming. You got beautiful weather. You got nice, kind people. You don't got pollution like you have in New York. It's not congested like, oh boy, people push you. It's so nice over here. I love Florida. I'm glad to be here. You got all the wonderful places to go. And the only thing I missed in New York really is traveling on the trains, being able to get to a train easy. The transportation was good, and all the stores and the shopping. But that's what all New York really had that was different than what they have here. But you know what? The good here in Florida outweighed the good that was in New York. There was just too much crime, and it was falling apart when I left there. My neighborhood was really getting bad. I had to get. I'm glad I'm out of there because it's not like it used to be. When you have to live someplace and be scared that you're going to get shot by a gun or get mugged because you're walking uh, on a subway station and see someone's going to try to kill you just for a couple of dollars you have, and that's not very sad. Nah. And then you got that freezing cold winters that come. Ooh, I don't like the winters. I'll take a hurricane over a blizzard storm any day. At least with a hurricane, you got a warning when it's coming, and you can evacuate and get out of the way, and not get caught in it. A snowstorm in New York just comes out of clear blue, and you're caught in it. It's terrible. It was just hard to walk, and then it's freezing cold. Then when you got a landlord, they don't give you heat. Oh, and then you get sick all the time. Nah, I like Florida. It's so much better. Oh, oh. Pardon me, I needed a good drink. Mm, mm. So, how do you like the project we did today? Bringing pictures to life. And I showed you how to bring this old Volkswagen to come to life. Now he moves real good because now the glue dried. It's got more of a better movement to him now. I don't have all that paper that was sticking behind him anymore. It's free to move. You can also make it move a little better too. You can put a backing on it if you want to. Like with glue another piece of paper behind it. That will give it sometimes more support. When it moves even better when you glue a piece of paper behind it. It makes the stick stay flat. And you see how much better it moves? It's got more of a looser movement. That's what I gotta do, glue a piece of paper behind it. But I wanna make sure it moves real good before I do that. Once you glue it, you have to go crazy taking it apart. That, however you want to do it. Now, if you make a picture like this and you decide you want to animate or motorize it, I would put a heavy pivot or a piece of maybe a metal one or something like a piece of metal or wire to where the center of the stick is, like over here. So it could put. If I find where the push-up spot is, I'm fine. You know, it depends on how it is. See where it pushes up, and it's going back and forth this way. So where you got your where it's got the most free movement, I would put a crossbar to there. See, and hook a motor, but I would use a heavy wire, and the motor would turn. And it would push this back and forth. As it pushes it back and forth, it will push the stick back and forth, and it will give it a free movement. It can be motorized. It's like a Apollo 11 picture I made, and a small Apollo 15 picture. See, it's up to you how you want to do it. You can move it from the back, like I'm doing right now. Move it from the shoulder. have a little backing on it. You'll move from the shoulder. You put a motor, the motor will move from the back. Or you can move from the back too. You know what the funniest thing to do? If you want to do something to make somebody go crazy, think they're seeing things, make something like this and put a real slow motor on it so that it barely moves little by little, very slow. Somebody could be sitting there at the table, not notice it's moving. Look at the picture and see, looking, huh? Then when I look at it again, it's in a different position. They go, they're both going like, what's going on? My eyes playing tricks on me. I did that once with somebody. They didn't win. I thought they were drunk. I thought, no, you're not drunk, guys. I made a picture. I did. I just did that to be funny. You know what I did one time? I had an old clock that was broken. The gears were worn out on one of the gears. It was going. The gear that ran the clock slow the way it's supposed to go was broke. So I rearranged the gears around in the clock that would make it go fast. Hung it up on the wall. It was a party. I know how people they drink. How did I look to ago? It was funny. I was about, yeah, I was 14, 16 years old. I think I played that trick on my cousin or my sister. And the time is. You can be funny like that. Yeah. I just love to play tricks. Does anybody out there like to do that kind of stuff? You're creative. You can do all kinds of fun stuff. Well, is anybody else want to talk to me? Got any questions? I gotta have to do one on animatronics. I'm gonna be probably working on something. I have to rebuild a couple things that I have that need to be repaired. Uh, I wish I had more money that I can buy some more motors because I kind of run out of money. I really want to finish off a large. I have a large, gigantic Billy Bob I'm working on, but it costs money to make those things. That's why I haven't made any for a while because I don't have the money anymore right now. Since the coronavirus, you can't go out any place or go anywhere, and you can't buy things or go anywhere. It's like, and then you don't go anywhere, and you can't make things to sell to make money, so you can make more things. You're just stuck until you get something coming in. I have to make sure all my bills are paid. Plus, I had that surgery. I had to do a teeth like that. I had to get my teeth pulled out last year. Or whatever spare money I had to go fix my face because I had a bad infection. And that was more important than getting servo motors and stuff I needed. So, and I still need to get a better computer so I can get my other movie made. I'm using an old computer right now to try to get my big stuffs. But at least I can do the big stuffs. At least I can still do him for now. So, it's working out okay. And I got this other one here, this little Chromebook, so I can do these live videos. I don't even have a proper camera that works good. I have this camera here, and a stupid thing don't work right. I tell you, and the thing is, I have two great cameras that really take good pictures and good video. I don't make SD cards 2 GB anymore. I can use it. Oh, then this one here is fussy with the card I put in that one too that work. And that other one that works good eats up so many batteries. I can't win. That's why I use the Chromebook here. I'm trying to do a video of my life story. There's something on YouTube I'm trying to enter a day's work and put on YouTube. I wish I had better equipment. One day I will. I'm not going to let it get me down. At least I can talk to my fans and my friends and have a good time. And I'm blessed, and God bless me. And I know God will help supply my every need. As long as I'm healthy and happy and I can share this time with you guys, it's okay. You don't have to be sophisticated. I don't need the top of the notch stuff. I just need a little paper, a little cardboard, a Xerox picture, and look what I can do. And I have a lot of fun. And I figured I'd share that with you. So, you can bring any photograph alive. Those who didn't see this video from the beginning, I took a photograph of Jack Swaggart, copied him on a Xerox machine, or have my friend copy it for me. I guess I would not cut up my original baby. There's no way I would cut this up. And I animated it. And it's some fun, and I brought it to life. So you can bring anything to life that you like to do. It's just a lot of fun. It's very simple. Just a stick in the back, over the head. You can't get any more simpler than that. Kids could do this. Adults could do this. Get my Christmas gifts, Christmas cards. It's just a lot of fun. Hey, be creative. I like to see what you guys can do. You can make rocket fire explosion characters, chunky cheese characters, anything you want. Superheroes, lions, cats, dogs, whatever you love, you can bring to life that way. Your favorite friend, your favorite actress, your favorite actor. And if you're crazy like me and you want to make Jack Swaggart, you can bring Jack Swaggart to life too. Or Jim Noble, Fred Hayes. Or anybody. Just have fun. Be creative. Let your imagination run wild. For the sky is the limit. God has given us a great gift, a talent, and many gifts. Use them wisely. Use them to praise the Lord. Use them to make people happy. Keep on creating and have a good day. And this is RG Jubilee saying, Roger it out. Until the next video. Have a good day. Bye.